All right, so it's my first live. I can't really tell if there's anyone on right now. Let's see. Yeah, so it's my first live. Can't really see if anyone's on it yet, but I guess I'll just start with like a story of how I kind of arrived at OSU and stuff like that. But yeah, so growing up, I've always been like an Ohio State fan, so I was always my dream school. But entering into high school, I wasn't the best wrestler, like in my state or anything like that. So I moved around a lot. I started high school in New York, and that was fun. I went there. I lived on a military base. My dad was in the military. And then first year at States, I went 0-2, and didn't have I had a little bit of success. I made it to States as a freshman and stuff. But my second year, I took 6 at States, so that was a huge accomplishment for me, and I was really proud of that. But compared to kids that were going to OCU, a lot of them were 4-time state champs and all that. So my junior year, I started getting recruited a little bit just by some smaller D1s like Binghamton, Clarion, Edinboro, all that. And so I thought that was really my only option. So my junior year, I took 6 at Ohio State. I moved to Ohio my junior year, and took 6 at States there. That was really kind of a letdown because I really thought I was going to win States. I was the 2 seed going in. I got injured, ended up taking 6, and that was really a changing point in my life. I was like, man, what am I? I'm a wrestler. How am I gonna go to my dream school if I can't even win a state title? That's how I was thinking. It was really just a lot of negative and stuff. So after I did that, I was like, man, I need to switch something up. So my senior year, I heard about this school, this coach called Mike Kolzicki, and he was starting a wrestling team at this prep school called Spire Academy. And I was like, oh, Spire Academy, isn't that where LaMelo Ball went to play basketball? And it turns out it was. So it's 30 minutes from my house, so it wasn't far or anything. So I was like, I could try to win a state title next year, or I could take a risk and join this school that doesn't have a lot of wrestlers, but a really great coach, and they're bringing in some good guys. So I was like, you know what, I'll do that. I ended up doing that. It was a crazy experience. I lived in a dorm and everything, and that was fun. A lot of great memories from that. So my senior year, I just went to a bunch of big tournaments. I did pretty well at all the tournaments. I ended up committing to a school called Binghamton, and I really committed there because that was my only option. And I really thought it was my only option, and I started doing well at all these tournaments. Other schools started recruiting me, but I was still committed to Binghamton. I was gonna stay with that and everything. So I was just happy to go to Binghamton. And then I decided to do a post-grad year. So a post-grad year is really a year where I could just I just did college opens. So I was excited to do that. Binghamton, my coach there, was excited to do that, and I started doing really well at these college opens. I was placing in all of them. I was winning some of them. I really improved from that my senior year to this post-grad year, and I was like, maybe there's some other options out there. I really like Binghamton. I really like the team, really like the coaches, but I honestly thought I had something bigger in store for me. So I ended up decommitting from Binghamton in January of this year, and I was like, oh, let's see what opens up, because I kind of wanted to stay closer to home. Binghamton was 6 hours from my house, so I was like, man, maybe I could go somewhere else. So as soon as I decommitted, I kept doing well at these college opens, and a bunch of these college coaches ended up calling it. I started getting recruited from all my dream schools, so I was really excited by that. And then the one school that hadn't started recruiting me yet was Ohio State. So I was like, man, if Ohio State even talked to me, or if they want me on a visit, I would go there, for sure. But the next best option for me, I was going to go to OU because I wanted to stay in Ohio. Other big schools were recruiting me, but I was like, man, I just want to stay in Ohio and be close to my family and my support system and all that. So that's what I was going to do. I was about to commit to Ohio University, and then I was like, I'll do it after I wrestled this one tournament, the Edinboro Open. And so I go to the Edinboro Open, and I make the finals, and I wrestle really tough against an OSU guy. And I was like, and they were like, after that tournament, the recruiter Ralph texted me and started texting me, and I hadn't committed anywhere yet. So I went on a visit to Ohio State, loved it, loved the team, loved everything about it, and yeah, I ended up committing to Ohio State. So yeah, that was really how I got to Ohio State and all that. But yeah, I don't know but that's kind of my story. I moved around a lot as a kid. I moved to like 4 or 5 places. I can't really see if there's any questions or if anyone's on this, but yeah, it's kind of how that happened. Let me think. But since I've been at Ohio State, I loved it. I love working with the Behind the O app. It's really fun. I get to post like kind of what I do on a daily and stuff like that. And it's a really great opportunity. Get some eyes on me and stuff like that. Practice has been going well. I'm a sports industry major. So yeah, it's pretty fun. I get to learn about sports, leadership, all that, and it's kind of my dream major right there. Honestly, I've always loved sports as a kid. Been a Browns fan, all that. Right now, I'm outside. I don't really know what to say or how these work, really. I'm not a big social media guy as it is, but this has been a really good experience so far. Yeah. But let me think of some other fun stories. Yeah, the practices at OSU have been really good, really tough, like you're always like, every wrestler here is like the best wrestler in their high school and all that, but you get here, you put all these guys together, it really like makes you tougher because everyone's really good. And sometimes it's hard, like you have bad practice, you're like, man, like I'm used to winning all the time. But honestly, I think it's been great for my development to get beat up in the room sometimes. The workouts are really hard, the lifts are insanely hard, like those things mess me up, like I'm sore for like a week. But it's fun. Yeah, I've had a great time at OSU. All the people are amazing, coaches are awesome. So I remember when I was a little kid, like watching like Logan Stieber and Tom Ryan coach and Jay Jaggers wrestle, and I've just always been like a fan of Ohio State wrestling, but I never really thought it was in my cards because I was never really like the best wrestler in my state or country or anything like that. So it's really surreal to even have this opportunity to wrestle for Ohio State. Honestly, I'm just so blessed. But yeah, a little about me. I'm a 141 pounder here at Ohio State, so that's the perfect range to be training with these guys like Jesse Mendez, Ben Davino, Buzakis. The coaches are all around that way. Jay Jaggers, Logan Stieber. So it's really perfect, honestly. But yeah, what I like to do, I like to wrestle a lot, but a thing about me that I really enjoy is like hiking. I really like to get outside and go for hikes and stuff like that. Like 2 summers ago, I went on a 100-mile hike with my friends. That was really awesome, honestly. Like, that was a great experience. We just slept in hammocks in the woods and stuff like that and on the ground. It was honestly crazy. Like, never really done anything as hard as that in my life. And it was really, like, we met so many crazy people out there, like, people you didn't even know existed, like, people that are just off-grid, just, like, living in cabins in the woods, and it was awesome. Like, I think back to it a lot, and I'm like, the experience I got from that was crazy. Just, like, I want to do it again. Like, after I finished, I was like, oh, my God, my feet are destroyed. I'm never doing something like that again. But now, like, every night, I'm like, man, I wish I could just freaking do that again right now. It was so relaxing and peaceful and no stress. But yeah, I think when I'm older, I'll be going on more hikes and try to figure out new trails, stuff like that. That's really what I enjoy to do, is be outside in nature and stuff like that. Yeah. About my family, my brother wrestled in college. He wrestled at Belmont Abbey College. It's in North Carolina. My sister runs at YSU, and then I have a little sister who's in 6th grade. And then my mom, we live on like a big horse farm, so she's always doing stuff with horses and stuff. So that's fun. But yeah, that's it. It's kind of how it's been going, stuff like that. Yep. All right. Let me think something else. I don't know. Alright, well, it's probably